So we would now like to go and work with our cloud, and if we click on it, it already loads the cloud fragment for us, or the cloud activity for us, and we already have the 2 buttons and everything in there. So we just now have to go add this functionality, although we currently don't have any code in the oopsie, wrong button. We currently don't have any code in the CloudPic Sky. It's just empty. So we're not clicking on either of those images, or we're not calling in any of the fragments, and we have no logic on the fragments. So let's start with storing CloudPic. So we're going to go add a fragment. And we're going to call it StoreCloudPics. And we're going to say finish. And we're going to go do all the stuff we normally do to fragments. We're going to remove all the logic that we actually don't want. Wonderful. And we're going to go create our singleton. So we are going to say that we would like a private static instance of StoreCloudPics, of the StoreCloudPics fragment, and we want to call that guy instance. We then would like a private static method of type store CloudPics fragment, and we'd like to call that get instance. Inside this method, we just check if this instance is empty. If it is empty, we will return a new store CloudPics fragment. Else, this needs to come up one. Otherwise, we would like, oh, I broke this. I don't want any brackets, that's why. Sorry, excuse me. I'm just going to do this all over because I've broken it badly. So in here, we're going to say if as null, we would like to return a new store CloudPic fragment, else are, there we go, we would like to return instance. Right. Let's go and build this guy's UI. And this is my favorite bit about all the work we've done in the beginning. We are going to go into the store local pics guy. We're going to steal the entire UI and we're going to replace whatever is in store CloudPics. Easy as that. And we're just going to go, and I broke something. Is angry. I think I left one linear layout. Indeed. We are only now going to go and change the variable names. Okay, so this should be card view. Oh, anyway, should be card view cloud image. This should be name, et name, cloud image. This should be image. Cloud image pane. And this should be save CloudPic. And this should be choose StoreCloudPic. Well, that was easy. Okay, so what we can do now is we can go and add the logic. So we can go into the StoreCloudPic's fragment and we can start adding the logic that we want there. We will also be stealing quite a bit of logic. Okay, so here we just need to be sure that we're storing our data per user. Because if we do not do that, all the users can see our photos on the internet, and that's not what we want. The local things we don't care about, that's local on our device, and you have to log on to the app anyway, but the internet ones we have to be careful for, or all the users will see each other's images. So we need to be very careful how we store it and how we pull it. So in order to do this correctly, we're going to need the following things. I'm going to go all the way up here. Okay, so we're going to need all the same stuff we had in the other guy. Whoopsie. When we worked with the local pic, a lot of this will be the same. We are going to need a private static final int, and we are going to need one called pic code, which I just always increment by 1 when I use it. And we're going to need public static final string, and it is going, oh no, that's also an int, sorry. Oh, now it's like a bit. Okay, and we're going to call that request code. And we can then go ahead and say what we want to use here. So first of all is we would like to use Firebase storage here. But before we go there, we need to use a Firebase user. So we've already have Firebase available to us in the app. So if I now go and say Firebase auth, I just have to alt and import that because we've already added the library. So we're going to need a Firebase auth, and we're going to need a Firebase user called current user. We need those in there. And we are going to need a URI called image data. We'll deal with that a little bit later. And we are going to need image views. And the same that we are going to need, we're going to need choose cloud image. We're going to need store cloud image, and we're going to need cloud image pay. Okay, and we will need an edit text called cloud image name. Let's import that in there. We will also need a bitmap called image to store. We've got the bitmap in there. We are ready. Now we want to use Firebase storage. So we're going to go back to Firebase and we're going to go look for Firebase storage. We're first going to start with Firebase storage, but we're going to be using Firebase storage and the real-time database. And in order to show you how that works, I wonder what I have open here. Okay, thank goodness. I need to go in here and I need to show you some things. So I'm in my Firebase console and I'm going to go into the original Fakestagram app that I built. I just wanted you to see something. So under storage, I have a whole lot of images because we've been testing and we've been fiddling. And they're stored in a folder called photo memories. And if we look in there, here is a lot of images being pushed up from the 1st of July all the way to, maybe that was yesterday. And if we click on it, we can see what the image was. Maybe we should just scroll up a bit. We can see what that image was. And then if I click on database, and this is the real-time database. If I go click on database, and I go into the real-time database, you're going to see that there is photo memories. And the first couple of images we loaded actually is not the ones that really matter. But do you see this code here, this WM, all of that? And underneath it is a lot of images. And there's another code, and underneath there is a lot of images. Okay. What this code is a user ID. So let's copy him. Maybe from this side. Ah, give me all the characters. Okay, so let's just do the shift thing like old people. Okay, we're going to snip him. This is taking too long. So let's snip this. And we go to authentication. And we look at users. And you will see that this is a user ID. Where did I put that snip? It is mine, to be exact. That's WMOZ something 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 F2. Okay, 5180. That's my user ID. And there's someone else here called Minamu, and her email, hers is FJ something something. And there's another guy here, Mike, and his is J1. So let's go look back at this database. These are images stored under my user account, and these are images stored under Minamu's user account. So we are going to be careful to only pull the images for a particular user. And that is also why we're using both Firebase storage and the real-time database. So we're going to be starting with Firebase storage. And let's upload and download a file with file storage. So we already are connected to Firebase. We just want to add cloud storage to our app and accept the changes. Give the Gradle a minute to decide if it's going to be happy with that. And I'm always worried after that, after we've upgraded. And we want to go create our reference. So we're going to go declare our reference. And then we're going to initiate it in the onCreate method. Just a second. Okay, wonderful. So now we have those two in there. And what we're also going to do is we're going to go add the real-time database, because you will see as we push an image to the storage, we're also pushing it to the real-time database at the same time. So we're going to go add the real-time database to our app. We're going to accept the changes. Our Gradle is going to build. And we can then go add these two references. Oops. And we can add those right underneath here, and we can just pull in everything that we need. And now that we have those in there, we're just going to change this reference here, and we're going to see what they do to photo memories. And we are going to start working with these little guys. And we're also going to change this guy here to photo memories. I'm going to end this video here, and we will start talking about how we're actually going to make this happen in a minute.